Konnichiwa, welcome to Learn Japanese with Masa Sensei. In my previous video, I have covered JLPT N3 Vocabulary. Today is part 2. I will read out the question 2 times, and please answer the questions. Now let's see how many you can get correct. Now let's go. Now let's go to part 2. So in part 2, I will read out a definition of a word. From A to D, please select the words that describe this definition. Now let's start. 1番、何も見ないで書いたり言ったりできるように覚える。何も見ないで書いたり言ったりできるように覚える。Now which one is the answer? The answer is A. 暗記する。何も見ないで。So ない form plus で is without doing something. 見ないで is without looking or without seeing, without watching. 何も見ないで without looking at anything. 書いたり言ったり。So again, this is たりたり form. ように is so that. And then 覚える is to remember or memorize. So this sentence means to memorize so that you can write and say without looking. The answer is A. 暗記する。暗記する is to memorize. Now let's look at other verbs as well. B. 聞き取る。This means to follow what someone says. So for example, 聞き取りのテスト. This is a listening test. Because you will follow what the person says and then you will select the answer. C. 見直す. This is to look over. So for example, 問題を書いた後で見直す. After writing all the questions, I will look over. D. 済ませる. This means to finish. This is used for to finish a task. So for example, レポートを済ませる to finish a report. So here the answer is A. 暗記する。何度も経験した結果、特別なことだと感じなくなる。何度も経験した結果、特別なことだと感じなくなる。Now what is the answer? The answer is B. 慣れる。何度も is many times. 経験する経験します is to experience. 結果 is result. So as a result of experience something many times, 特別なこと is something special. 感じる is to feel. So 感じなくなる is don't feel. So here the meaning is don't feel that something is special as a result of experiencing it so many times. The answer is B. 慣れる. So this means to get used to something. So for example, 私は日本語を使うことに慣れました. I got used to using Japanese. Now let's look at other answers. A. まとめる. This means to put together, to summarize. So for example, レポートをまとめる. You have multiple reports and then you will put together, we say まとめる. C. 繰り返す. This means to repeat. So, 毎日同じことを繰り返す. I repeat the same thing every day. D. 触る. This means to touch. So, 犬を触ります. I touch a dog. So here the answer is B. 慣れる. 3番。送られてきたメールをさらに他の場所に送ること。送られてきたメールをさらに他の場所に送ること。Now what is the answer? The answer is C. 転送。送られてきたメール。So this is passive form. mail that has been sent to me. さらに is moreover, furthermore. 他の場所 is other place. 送ること is to send. So, this means to send the mail that has been sent to me to another place or to other places. This is C, 転送. 転送 means to forward an email. メールを転送する. So the answer is C. Now let's look at other words as well. A, 送信. If you look at this kanji, this is same as 送る送ります. So this means to send a message, send a letter. メールを送信します. This means to send an email. B, 返信. So 返信, if you look at this kanji, this means 返します to return. So this means to reply something. メールを返信します is to reply an email. D, 受信. So this 受 is the same kanji as 受ける受けます to receive. So メールを受信します is to receive an email. Here the answer is C, 転送 to forward. 4番、光が強すぎて見ていられない様子。光が強すぎて見ていられない様子。Now what is the answer? The answer is B, 眩しい。光 is light. 強い is strong. Stem word plus すぎ is too something, too much something. So 強すぎて is too strong. 見ていられない。So 見ています、見ている is to see something. 見ていられない this is potential form. Cannot see. So this means you cannot see something because the light is too strong. The answer is B, 眩しい. 眩しい means dazzling, glaring. Now let's look at other words as well. A, 辛い. This means to feel terrible. So for example, 毎日勉強で辛いです. I feel terrible due to studying every day. C, くだらない. This is worthless or rubbishy. So くだらない冗談 is a worthless joke. D, 賢い. This means clever or smart. 賢い人 is a smart person. So here the answer is B, 眩しい. 5番、わざと人を困らせたり、人が嫌がることをしたりする人。わざと人を困らせたり、人が嫌がることをしたりする人。Now what is the answer? The answer is A, 意地悪な人。わざと is intentionally, purposely. 人を困らす、困らせます。is to bother someone or to put someone in trouble. 嫌がる、嫌がります is to dislike. This is a verb. 人が嫌がることをしたりする. So to do something that people don't like. So this means the person who purposely puts someone into trouble or a person who does something that someone don't like. The answer is A, 意地悪な人. 意地悪 means mean. So mean person is 意地悪な人. Now let's look at other words as well. B, だらしない人. This means sloppy person. So 彼は毎日同じ服を着てだらしない人です. That person is a sloppy person because he wears the same clothes every day. C, いい加減な人. いい加減な means irresponsible. There are also some expressions like いい加減にしろ. This means enough nonsense. Or いい加減なことを言う. To talk nonsense. However, when you say いい加減な, This means irresponsible. D. 無責任な This is the same meaning, irresponsible. 無 is don't have, and then 責任 is responsibility. So someone who does not have responsibility, this is 無責任な人. So here the answer is A. 意地悪な人. 6番、食べ物などが古くなって悪くなった様子。食べ物などが古くなって悪くなった様子。Now what is the answer? The answer is A. 腐る。食べ物 food 古くなる to become old 悪くなる is to become bad. So the food become old and bad. The answer is A. 腐る。腐る means to rot. So for example, 食べ物をずっと外に置いておいたので腐りました。Because I put my food outside for a long time, it got rotten. Now let's look at other words. B. 枯れる。枯れる is used for flowers or plants. So 花が枯れる、花が枯れます is the flower dies. C. 崩れる。崩れる is to collapse. So 山が崩れる、山が崩れます。The mountain collapses. D. 散る。This is 散る、散ります。We can say 桜が散ります。This means the flower falls down or the cherry blossom falls down. So here the answer is A. 腐る。7番。邪魔なものがなく気持ちがいい様子。邪魔なものがなく気持ちいい様子。Now what is the answer? The answer is C. すっきり。邪魔なもの is something that disturbs me. So here it means there's nothing that disturbs me and 気持ちがいい. I feel comfortable. The answer is C. すっきり. すっきり means refreshingly or clearly or with a feeling of relief. So for example, when you're very stressed, you go to a drinking session with your friends and go to a karaoke, then you'll feel, すっきりした. I'm refreshed. So here the answer is すっきり. Now let's look at other words as well. A. やっぱり. やっぱり has many meanings. The first usage of やっぱり is as I suspected. So if I say, あの人はやっぱり日本人ですね. Oh, that person is Japanese as I suspected. Another meaning is after all. So let's say you go for a long trip and then come back to Japan again. And you say, やっぱり日本が一番だ. I enjoyed the travel. However, Japan is the best after all. That's how we use やっぱり. やっぱり can also be used when you want to change your decision. So for example, すいません、コーヒーください。やっぱり紅茶ください。May I have some coffee? Oh, actually, can I have some tea? So in this case, we can also use やっぱり. B. すっかり. This means completely. For example, すっかり忘れていました. It means I forgot it completely. D. がっかりします is to be disappointed. テストに落ちてがっかりしました. I was disappointed because I failed the test. So here the answer is C. すっきり. 8番。ゆっくり休んでいる様子。ゆっくり休んでいる様子。Now what is the answer? The answer is D. のんびり. So ゆっくり休みます is to relax. のんびり has the same meaning. It means relax. So for example, この場所はのんびりしていていいね. This means this place is relaxing and it's nice. Now let's look at other words as well. A. はっきり. はっきり is clearly. はっきり言います. I will say it clearly. B さっぱりさっぱり is to feel refreshed. For example, シャワーの後さっぱりしました。After the shower, I feel refreshed. Or it can also be used for さっぱりわかりません。I don't understand at all. So it has two meanings. C しっかりしっかり means reliable or properly. So when you say この子供はしっかりしています。This means this kid can do things properly, so it means it's a matured child. Here the answer is D. のんびり。9番。思い通りにならず落ち着かないこと。思い通りにならず落ち着かないこと。What is the answer? The answer is B. イライラ。思い通りになる is to become as what you thought.So ならず is the negative. 落ち着かない is I cannot calm down. So this means I cannot calm down because it didn't go as I thought. The answer is B. イライラ. This means to feel irritated or frustrated. Now let's go through other words as well. A. ぶつぶつ. This means to mumble. ぶつぶつものを言います. So this is to mumble something. C. ドキドキ。ドキドキ is my heart is pounding. So, ドキドキします。D. うろうろ。This means to wander around. あの人はうろうろしています。That person is wandering around. Here the answer is B. イライラ。And the last one. 10番。急に行われること。急に行われること。Now what is the answer? The answer is A. いきなり。急に is suddenly. 行われます。This is to be conducted. So something has been conducted suddenly. The answer is A. Suddenly. いきなり。Now let's look at other words as well. B. 大抵。大抵 is generally. 大抵家にいます。I generally stay at home. C. ますます。This means more and more. ますます太りました。I gain weight more and more. D. いっぺんに。This means all at once. いっぺんに食べました。I ate all at once. So here the answer is A. いきなり。So how was it? Please let me know how many you got correct. If you have any questions or comments or requests, please also write it down. Don't forget to like this video, and if it's the first time watching this channel, please don't forget to subscribe. いつもありがとうございます。バイバイ。